Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Unfiltered Heart Talks. You are here to hear the truth, the unfiltered truth, and nothing but the truth. Raw, real, unfiltered. And
Right.
today we're having a very controversial conversation.
I wouldn't say it's controversial. It's well
It's
in one.
controversial. You saw the comments under the TikTok video. Oh, even that guy you were, going back
Is
and
it?
forth with. He's
Yeah.
saying some people are just running from good. You need to change it.
Is it controversial? I wouldn't say it's controversial. I think it's just a
People are
case where
very
people
opinionated
just
where that is concerned.
well tell you what, guys. So in our last video, in
Mm-hmm.
one of our video, not our last video, but in one of our videos, we had the discussion about toxic relationship, and something that came from that is that people don't know how to identify a toxic relationship,
Yes.
right? But the twist to that is from those videos and the short form content we have posted on TikTok, YouTube, and the comment sections, it exposes a deeper issue. And the issues that we see is that not only is it a challenge for some people where understanding toxic relationship is concerned, but
Concerned.
a lot of people don't know what a healthy relationship look like.
Yeah.
And that is what we're talking about. People mislabel dysfunction as being normal. Another concern we see is that some label trauma responses as suitability issues. For many of them, they see someone leaving a toxic relationship as them running from good,
Mm-hmm.
because people don't believe that two good people can be together but still not be suitable. So today we're just having a short, quick conversation, and we really want to talk about what a healthy, safe, honest, loving relationship look like without, it being complicated. So let's talk about it,
Let's talk
guys.
about it.
Our love isn't absent problems, but it sure is absent drama. You deserve this kind of love. Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins.
All right, babe. So here we are. We have talked so much about toxic relationship.
Toxic love.
You know, who even made that stupid song?
Yes.
You know, and it's crazy because after seeing how many people struggle to identify toxic relationship, we came to the conclusion that hey, maybe some people just
Just really
really
like
like
that.
the toxicity,
Yeah.
But then we did a video where we were talking about forming relationships based on your needs.
Yes.
And from that, we also spoke about the fact that some people were conditioned to see toxicity as being normal,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have to show grace where this is concerned, because not everybody does the work
That's true.
to really learn to grow and develop.
Absolutely.
So we understand that. We know what the toxicity look like. We have experienced it firsthand,
Firsthand. Yes.
and we have talked about it a lot. And I think I, for one, know what a healthy relationship
Should look
should
like.
look like.
Yes.
And I am experiencing that now.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, what is not a healthy relationship?
Well, I'm going to start by giving, some some gestures that
Mhm.
that would come across as healthy but are truly unhealthy.
Right.
So, one of the big ones, and I've experienced this one, is over the top gestures, especially in the beginning.
Mm.
In other words, you all might know it as love bombing. The relationship just started. You're getting all these lavish gifts, and you're thinking, oh, this person is just committed. They're committed to me, and they're really serious about this relationship. But it is a form of manipulation intended to lower your guard, to put on blinders on you so that you just focus on this person. So, love bombing, if you don't know it as love bombing, it's grandiose gestures are often seen by a lot of people as being good things. This person just really likes me. They just want to give me the world.
Yeah.
And most of the times, it's just a manipulative tactic.
Wow.
Another one is drama mistaken for passion. So when the relationship is up and down and there's a lot going on and there's a lot of heat, people believe that that's passion when it's not. It actually is not. That's just stress, but you don't know the difference.
I'm wondering if you're making reference to, because some people they like the arguments.
Yes.
And I
makeup
was
sex, as we mentioned.
yes, and I was
Ugh.
once there where if the if the relationship feels too quiet, then
You
something
want to
is wrong.
stir everything up.
So you want to the least
Mm.
the least thing that you see, little thing that you see, you make an argument out of
Yes,
it.
and,
So
and and sadly that stems from immaturity
immaturity and toxic condition,
and toxic
toxic
conditioning.
conditioning. Yeah.
So that is not good. And another big one is also mistaking jealousy for the person caring for you. So
Mm-hmm.
they're not jealous over me, are jealous they don't love me. And there is jealous of and jealous for,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So which one are we talking about here? Because me jealous over your body,
The jealous for
Mm-hmm.
is you want the best for this person. You want to see them at their best. You want to see them succeed.
Right.
So that is jealous for. Jealous of could
Okay.
also
Okay.
come into the sense where you don't want anybody to get their attention, and it's not a place of love.
Mm-hmm.
Because jealous for is good.
Right.
God is jealous for us.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to see us messing around and wasting our lives.
Or
He's
giving our
jealous,
attention to
or giving
anybody
our
else,
yeah.
to the
So
devil,
so
or
so jealous of, oh, you're getting this attention from this person. When we really check it out, it's always these two. You're jealous of someone, or you're
Mm-hmm.
jealous for them. And it could, and maybe it sounds a little controversial if there are
Mm-hmm.
only two that we're working with, but jealous for the person in the case where you guys are going to always have drama. There are going to be arguments. The person cannot speak to somebody else. If they look at somebody else, an argument starts. That is toxic,
Yeah, but
because
isn't that
jealousy is somewhat normal.
yes, yes, and that's what I want to get at. Jealousy is normal, and I think once you love someone,
Mm-hmm.
you're definitely going
Gonna have
to
feel some form of jealousy.
yeah. But I think there is toxic jealousy,
Toxic jealousy.
and then there is healthy jealousy.
That's right.
You know,
So what he said. Yes.
But when I think about it, toxic jealousy comes from insecurities.
Yes.
Because if you well, I wouldn't say that, because the reality is some people do put themselves out there, and it's a cause for concern on their partner's side. So for example, you're dating somebody who is just always making themselves available to the opposite sex, then that's a cause for concern. But at that point, for me, it's not even jealousy. It's a cause for concern, as I'm saying right now. So I think it's just healthy jealousy and toxic jealousy.
Healthy and toxic
and
jealousy.
toxic jealousy for me is in the sense of you can't speak to the opposite sex, not even if it's for business purposes, if not even your cousin who is a male. There is a lot that can occur from you just speaking to someone who is the opposite
Absolutely.
sex. Even a male probably say good morning to you, and that might just turn out into a huge argument.
Do you remember
So-
there is this there, and it was all scripted, but if you all remember, go ahead and drop a purple heart emoji in the comment section if you've made it this far. But there's this video where this guy is in the back of the classroom and his girlfriend sneezes, and the guy ahead of them says, "Bless you." And the guy says, "No, man, she good. She good."
Yeah.
He got so upset. That level of jealousy is too much. That's what we would call toxic
Toxic,
jealousy.
yeah.
And another one is silent treatment is normalized.
Yeah.
So if something is off, silent treatment. If you're in a marriage, silent treatment, no sex. All of that is toxicity. And the final one I want to touch on is your partner tests your boundaries, they press your buttons. I experienced this. I thought I was living with a devil.
Wow.
And honestly, I was. And they'll test you, and they will do things just to get a reaction out of you. Then they laugh about it and say, "Oh, you're crazy." I'm like, "What?" And then the funny thing is, when you stop reacting, then that's when they get angry.
Yeah.
So you don't want to, if you're in any dynamic that we described, or if it could be a healthy relationship and y'all just have this thing of just shutting down after a while, that's toxic. And two good people can come together and still birth a toxic environment. So we
Yeah.
do have to watch for this.
Yeah, and sorry, babe, sorry to cut you off, but that's where you find misalignment.
Absolutely.
You know, and in order for you to build a healthy relationship, you know, we had that conversation knowing what your needs are
Absolutely.
out of a what
Yes.
do I desire out of a relationship? What do
yeah.
I need? That person must understand their needs as well, and both of you must be able to fulfill each other's needs.
Yes.
You know, so a lot of people are misaligned, and once that misalignment is there, it automatically creates toxicity, a toxic environment. People need to learn how to identify alignment or suitability. You know, and the ways in which you can identify alignment by having shared values. And by values, I'm talking about core values.
Yes.
You know,
the roots.
The values that makes you who you are. That's what I'm talking about. So
Yes.
the shared values, the shared goals. You know, somebody who you can build with for the long term. And we have talked about this a lot in that video that we did on suitability versus compatibility. You know, when you can find that person who you know that you can build a relationship with, somebody who will be able to make the adjustments with you and not change or drift away or you know, leave because there is no longer shared compatibility.
It's not the same as it was.
Right, exactly. You know, but somebody who knows that, hey, we can both be together despite our shortcomings, love each other, build together, and despite the human evolution that we will eventually go through, which is inevitable for every human being,
Yes.
you will still love me. You are able to adjust. I'm going to change. You are able to adjust. You are going to change. I am able to adjust. You know, and by change, I don't mean that you're going to change into a demon or a monster, but you go through human evolution. The things that you used to like to do, you might not like to do them anymore. But not because we're no longer compatible where this is concerned, it doesn't mean that it's going to break the relationship. You understand that I have my own identity, you have your own identity, but the two of us can come together and become one. So those are the things that you talk about. And then misalignment, you're really looking at great people. It could be two godly persons, but the goals, the styles, the priorities, the morals, the values
They
just don't match.
align. Yes.
You know, and that's where you talk about equally yoked. And people, again, we stress this heavily. People think that because you're in the same church, it means that you're equally yoked. But there are a lot of people who are in the same church, but there are different levels in their walk, right? They have different values.
Yeah.
There might be somebody who believe that having sex is okay because God is going to forgive you. You know, they abuse grace. And there you might be the person who you are firm on certain things, as well as you have the over the top, heavily spiritual individuals. And you might just have that guy who is in the middle or the girl who is in the middle. They are a spiritual person, but they are not over the top, you know.
Yes. No
They
sex
don't
on a certain
spiritualize.
day
Yeah,
or
yeah. They
all
don't
this.
spiritualize
Yes.
everything. So if you get together with somebody who believes that, hey, this should not be done, like there are Christians who believe that, like Seventh-day Adventists I know who believe that you're not supposed to shower in the Sabbath, or some might believe that you're supposed to shower in the Sabbath, but you must have the water ready in a bath before sunset Friday evening,
Mm.
right? And if you use that water to do anything else, then it's going to be chaos inside that home.
Mm.
You know, so you want to get with someone who you align with,
Yes.
you are suitable with 100%, and that is important.
So, question: how does trauma tie into all of that?
That's another thing that I forgot to mention. Trauma and how this affects you is that, again, you know, leaning back to conversations that we have had in the past, the traumas that you go through as a youth, the environment that you grew up in, all of these things shape the person you become.
Yeah, it creates new neural pathways.
And create your needs as well. Some people are intentional about doing that work
Yes.
to unlearn and relearn,
Yes.
and really go through the process of
Unlearning
transformation,
and transforming.
developing positive identity, while some people don't. You might just have the person who believe that, hey, if him not lick me,
If he is not physically abusive, in other words,
he doesn't love me.
he doesn't love me.
You might have the girl who want you to choke her out every time, and if that doesn't happen, then, can you imagine being married to somebody who always want you to be slapping them, spanking them, choking them? Like that level, that's a high level of toxicity and
Yeah, and
conditioning right
trauma.
there, and that's creating new trauma for you
Yeah.
as the husband.
Yes.
So,
Or the wife.
well, the wife might be enjoying it. Maybe 50 Shades of Grey is what conditioned her to accept and believe that abuse
That is normal.
is normal.
And that's why, guys,
So
we talk about the music and the media and how it influences relationships.
Right.
We think that if we're not kissing after the first date, or if we're not having a one night stand, or if there is no choking out during intercourse, then that is not passion and that's not love, and there is no true commitment. And that is completely false. Live from the pit of hell, brought to us by the media. Yes.
Yeah, and you have people who can be in good relationships, but they don't feel like it's right because of their past trauma, because their needs are not being fulfilled.
Yes.
They can have a loving husband, but the woman might feel like, nah, this is not what I'm used to. He's too nice.
He's too nice.
You might have a lovely, beautiful young lady, but the husband is like,
I'm used to
"Nah,
the
I'm
girl
used to the
going behind my back and the drama and the kiss up
we
and hug
fight
up and fighting and all
make,
that stuff.
yeah,
And the piece is
you know
like
so
odd.
trauma helps, and what you find there again is misalignment.
Misalignment, of course.
It's not necessarily that, oh, people run from good. It's just that misaligned.
Misalignment,
People are
and
misaligned.
sometimes it's immaturity.
And immaturity.
It could just be age.
So those are things that you definitely have to consider and look into when you talk about building a healthy relationship.
That's
and you
right.
want to know that the person that you are getting with have done the work.
And let's just transition to safe relationships.
Right.
A sign that you're in a safe relationship is that you can tell the truth without walking on eggshells. Can you imagine
Mm-hmm.
being in a relationship where you dare not say, or you dare not show how you feel? You have to always have a poker face.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy relationship allows you that freedom
Right.
to respectfully speak your mind without the fear of any consequences following.
Right. Or even in your vulnerable moments, you are able to share with your partner your vulnerabilities and know that you
Yes.
won't
You
will
won't be
not
judged.
be
It's not going to be
judged,
brought
taken
up
advantage of,
later. Yes.
stuff like that. So that is important as well.
And this one is so important. Disagreements, babe, don't turn into character assassinations. So instead of you having an argument or a disagreement about one thing, one person doesn't all of a sudden becomes
Or you're
stupid,
you're stupid, you have
dumb.
no sense.
Those name callings. It doesn't happen
Right.
just because there's a disagreement.
Mhm.
This is one of the things that I'm sure every couple aims to master. Having disagreements without getting all up in your feeling and turning away from each other.
Right.
It's hard.
It
Because it's
is.
almost we somehow at a subconscious level expect our partner to be the same, be with us on the same level at every interval. But your partner, as we mentioned in the previous video, is an individual on their own, and they bring their uniqueness to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Another important thing too, a lot of people have this Hollywood expectation of
mhm,
relationships and marriage. And that's just a broken mindset coming from a broken system. You know, in reality, all of us are broken
mhm.
and not one of us are perfect. But when we come together, what makes the relationship work is consistency,
Yes, internet,
intentionality.
yes,
You know, you see someone who they make mistakes, but they are consistent in their efforts to work on
mhm,
their shortcomings and to
mhm.
become better. So they are self-reflectors. You know, someone whose words matches their actions. So I
Yes,
say I'm going to change, and
it's not
you,
just
it's
words.
not just word. It's a Daniel thing. I pray for this thing and I'm done. I'm not
Yes,
doing it anymore. There's no abuse of grace or abuse of forgiveness in your
yes, in your
relationship.
relationship, yeah.
You know, and another thing is, and this is hard to deal with, the hot and cold switch up.
Mm-hmm.
So one minute you're so nice, and the next minute you're like
Cold.
cold. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so those are things to look out for. And when you have someone who makes an intentional effort to work on themselves continuously, they are consistent, you know, somebody who is going to maintain who they are right throughout the relationship, that is someone you know who they are serious about what they are building with you.
That's so true. And another big thing too, and we talk about this a lot, accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Not on just one person's side, but on both persons' sides.
Right.
Accountability exists in healthy relationship. And when you have accountability, what happens is I was wrong exists. So people are willing to say, hey, in this situation, I was wrong. In an unhealthy relationship, you're not going to hear that. What you're going to hear is something like this. If something happened, well, it's because you said that, and it's always blame shifting. It's never I was wrong because I was wrong. In a healthy relationship, that is always going to be present. And another thing is there is no score keeping,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's something I believe a lot of couples struggle with.
Right.
You have to keep score of what the person did 3 months ago, or
Mm-hmm.
what they did yesterday, or what they did. The scorekeeping,
Mm-hmm.
the weight of the scorekeeping alone is enough to keep the relationship
Stagnant.
stagnant and cause it to sink,
Yeah.
right? Forgiveness is a key part. I don't know if Gottman spoke about this, but forgiveness is a key part of a relationship. And
Right.
I'm not saying you should close your eyes and just forgive,
Everything. Mm-hmm.
everything.
Well,
But
you should
keeping
forgive.
score,
You should forgive everything,
you should forgive
but you
everything,
never
but
forget.
yes,
Right.
but keeping score, and if this is what is it called, the kitchen sinking
Mm-hmm.
method. I learned of this method. So what happens in a relationship, if somebody does something wrong and they're having a conversation, if the couple had issues with some shoes, and some issue with a car came up, the shoes comes up,
Mm-hmm.
the issue before the shoe comes up, the issue between the shoe and that prior issue comes up, the whole kitchen sink gets thrown at you,
Yeah.
and the issue at hand, which is the car, never gets addressed. That is what
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
keeping record
Right.
does. It doesn't allow the couple to move forward. And the last one is just like the first, both partners correct themselves. They
Right.
don't correct each other. Because
Right.
as you've mentioned in our previous videos, my job is to assess and change me. Not that you're not going to let me know when I've messed up. You
Right.
always do that.
Right.
You're like my mirror,
Mm-hmm.
but I also should do the introspective work. And not that I'm not going to let you know, hey, babe, this is where you did, this is where you went wrong, but you're already doing the introspective work. So It's not, oh, they. It's what can I do better?
Right.
Because I'm the common denominator in this relationship.
Right. An interested point that I wanted to make is that in a relationship, the only time things from the past should come up is if it is a pattern of behavior. Because a lot of people don't understand too that if something persists, if it continues in the relationship, it is not a past. It is a continuous thing. So it is a pattern, right? And you always have to address patterns. So meaning if the shoes is left in the living room today, it's left in the living room, and we talk about it, it's left in the living room tomorrow. We talk about it, left, and it continues. Then if there is another problem that comes up, similar to, let's say you leave the shoes was left in the living room and now your dirty clothes are left in the kitchen sink. I'm just bringing up random
Yeah.
instances. Then no, we're going to have to talk about the shoes that is left in the living room because that is a pattern.
It's a
even
pattern.
though we have
It's
spoken
a
about it
pattern
before.
of what's it called? What would you say? It's not even about the shoes at this point.
Yeah,
It's not
it's a
even about the shoes.
behavioral issue.
It's a behavioral issue.
So we need to talk about this thing until it is resolved. And we also need to talk about the clothes in the dirt in the kitchen sink because
Yes.
that's not where it's supposed to be.
It's all
So-
about placement.
Right.
Like, this
So-
person has no discipline to
Right,
keep the
right.
shoes where it needs to go, or the clothes out of the sink.
Right.
know?
So there is a difference with keeping scores and when something is a pattern of behavior. It's two different things. And a lot of people sadly don't know how to differentiate the two. So that's important that you know what is a pattern that needs to be resolved because sometimes patterns continue throughout the relationship for a while, but they need to be resolved.
And how would you define keeping score?
What you defined earlier. So that would
Really?
yeah, what you just defined earlier.
Okay.
So something happened in the past, we have dealt with it already. It's not
Yes.
like a pattern. It might happen one time or two times, and that's it. And we're moving on to 1 year down the line, and we're having a conversation about something completely different and something that happened in last year that happened probably one or two times. It is brought back up in this new conversation. So that's really keeping scores. Pattern
sense.
is different. It happens continuously throughout the relationship. But something that I want to touch on too is that when you're in a healthy relationship, because you can evolve together. You challenge each other respectfully. You always push your partner to grow, to do well, to develop themselves, to you push them to thrive and become successful, to become the best version of themselves. And like I think we have that where you are doing something and I know that, hey, based on what you're going to do, these things need to get done. And I push you to accomplish these things, So that's positive and it's respectful. I'm not going to belittle you or speak to you less than a human being. I'm going to tell you that, babe, I know you don't want to do this, but this needs to get done because this is a part of the requirement and you need to get this thing done, So you push each other, you challenge each other respectfully. And another thing is that you go through change without being fearful. And that's what I talk about, the natural human evolution.
Yeah, fearing that the relationship is going to fall apart.
Right.
that
But
is.
if we are suitable, I understand that you are going to go through that process and I must make the adjustments where necessary. Once the change doesn't hurt the relationship, you have to understand that people are going to go through evolution.
Yes.
So those things are important.
Yes. Can I was just looking it up because I wanted to like clarify and just ensure that I said it right. So keeping score is the debt collector mindset, right? Keeping score or kitchen sinking is a competitive behavior.
Right.
It's based on the idea that a relationship is a zero-sum game. So the purpose of it, the goal is to win an argument, justify your own mistakes, or exert power, right? That's the point of keeping score. And keeping score, the goal is The emotional toll it takes is resentment, and it's all about spite, and the end game is balancing the scale versus what you actually mentioned as addressing a pattern, which is a beautiful thing. Addressing a pattern is a collaborative behavior, right? It's about looking at the system of the relationship to see why it keeps breaking down at the same spot, right? The goal is to solve a recurring problem and prevent future pain. So, if you're experiencing the keeping score side, that's toxic.
That's
If
not
you're
healthy.
That's not healthy at all.
Right.
But if you're experiencing a partner addressing the patterns to see how you can have a better and brighter future, that is healthy. And as you mentioned, sometimes it can be seen as the same thing. You're
But
bringing
it's
this
not.
up. You're judging me. No, what is the person saying? Are they trying to find out so that they can set up a hedge around the relationship so you guys could be stronger later? That is healthy. Are they bringing everything and including the kitchen sink and there's no resolve and it's just to make
Yeah.
you look bad or to put you down or to assassinate your character? That is toxic.
Yeah. And as you are on that point, and we have highlighted that a lot of people don't know what healthy conflict look
Looks
like,
like
what a healthy relationship look like. And when you're having a healthy conflict, or when you're having conflict in the relationship, you can know if it's healthy if the problem is, well, not the problem, but the conversation or the argument is about the
the
problem
problem and
and
not the
not the
person.
person, right? Number two, in that argument or disagreement, there is no degrading, there is no name calling, there is, you don't call people out of their names. Those are healthy conflict. And lastly, you look for solutions. You don't try to have things persist. And we have had this discussion before. There are times when you need to just back off. There are times when you
Absolutely.
need to give things time.
Yes.
And not everybody is the same, right? But even in doing that, you respect the boundaries, you respect the personal space. If I need some time to just cool off and think about it, give me that. Don't be doing this while I'm saying, yo, just chill out. You be respectful. Don't try to do the whole back and forth with me while I'm trying to, for you, it's the same thing. It must be reciprocated. So those are healthy conflict. Any conflict that you're having in your relationship where it involves name calling, it's degrading you, you talk about the kitchen sink and
The
the
kitchen
the
sinking.
scorekeeping, like all of those things are toxic.
Very toxic.
And it's not to say that good people don't experience these things, but if they come up in your relationship, you have to put a stop to them. And that's why you have boundaries established, because those boundaries are going to really, those boundaries are the things that are really protecting your relationship, and those things are key. And we have done a video on boundaries, and we always encourage people to take a look at that video with on boundary, how setting up boundaries have helped our marriage to thrive. And that is important, because broken boundaries eventually breaks down the barriers of the relationship. So you you want to make those boundaries, and you want to establish them, and you want to ensure that each party adheres to those boundaries. If there is no agreement, then the party that does not agree should make that clear and plain from the beginning.
Yes,
So those
of
things are
course.
important.
Yes. And on the topic of effort, reciprocity, and just overall respect, it has to be a two-way street.
Yes.
It is not just one person. Both people are putting in time, putting in energy. They see each other as teammates, as partners, and not competitors. Because the moment you start seeing each other as enemies or competitors, then the relationship is doomed to fail. It's not if it will, it is when.
Yeah, babe. So, question to our community: do you guys feel safe in your relationship? Do you feel protected?
You feel at peace.
Do you feel at peace? Because these things are important. Are you able to be vulnerable
Without
Are-
walking on eggshells.
are you able to have a conversation with your partner without feeling like you're hitting brick walls. All of these things are important. So we always encourage healthy relationships. And of course, we encourage also people to leave toxic relationships. And we encourage that because scientifically, psychologically, in every instance of life, toxicity is harmful and dangerous to your system,
Yes.
scientifically proven. So yeah,
And healthy, guys, healthy love is not what you think, but you see, the moment you have a taste of it, it changes everything.
yeah,
Everything.
yeah. Looking forward to seeing you guys down in the comment section to have this to expand this conversation.
Yes. And if you guys don't have any thoughts on the topic, go ahead and leave us a purple heart. Just let us know that you are here and you're a real one. Purple heart emoji in the comment section.
All right.
And as we always say,
Wait.
what?
All right, guys. So please go ahead, leave a comment down below, like
yes.
the video, share, subscribe, and as we always say, this is Unfiltered Heart Talks, and you deserve this kind of love. A love that is honest,
a love that is safe,
a love that is pure,
and a love that is aligned with God's design.
See you guys for
another one.
Our love isn't absent problems, but it sure is absent drama. You deserve this kind of love. Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins.